What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your host, DJ Hampton of the DJ Sports Show. You already know. I'm here with the one and only Gigi Speer she's the head of content of the Next for Hoops content for women's sports. She also does sports for Fordham University. She's an Emcee for Rutgers University. And she was a former D1 softball player for Fordham University for the Fordham Rams, where she was a two-time Atlantic 10 Conference champion. How you doing today, Gigi?
Oh, DJ, I am so great. I'm so happy we're finally doing this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's an honor on the show.
I'm
so blessed.
Yeah, I know you have a busy schedule, so I was like, it's been hard trying to schedule this thing. So, first question. Oh, what did you say?
I said we made it happen.
Oh, yeah. So, first question I always like to ask my guests so people can know where you're from is, where were you born and raised?
Yes, I was born and raised in a city in Connecticut, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut. I never really been there.
Ooh.
Yeah. How do you describe that area, Bridgeport, Connecticut?
Oh, well, I love describing it. It's my home. It definitely doesn't get that much love, but you should go to Connecticut, and there's so much to do there. Like, you could go to a beach, you could go to a very old colonial town, if that's like up your alley. You could go to a farm. You could go to a city like where I'm from. So it's a melting pot. Bridgeport is a melting pot. When I was younger, I wanted to have a restaurant and call it the melting pot, actually, because I was like, I love this. And so I grew up and I was exposed to so many different people, so many different cultures, and I wouldn't have changed it for the world. It was tough, and it doesn't get that much love to this day, but I love Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm very proud to be from there.
Oh wow, you have farms in Connecticut? I didn't know that. I did not expect that. Yeah.
And there are animals. It's crazy. There's anything you could imagine.
How far are you from Bristol, from ESPN headquarters?
From ESPN, about an hour.
An hour? Okay, so not too bad.
Not too bad. One day.
Oh yeah, I got to go to Connecticut more. One of my friends, Jazz, she actually just got an ESPN job. She just started. We met at a Sports Network event last year in Atlanta in April. So yeah, she was a freelance journalist for the Spurs. Yeah, for the NBA.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's like you in a way, woman in sports. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's so cool that you guys were in Atlanta. I would love.
Oh yeah, you should go one day. It's beautiful.
Okay, good. I will. I'll add it to the list. You liked it out there, right?
Oh yeah, people were nice. Food was good. First time having chicken and waffles. They had the best chicken and waffles in Atlanta. Like for real.
See, now you probably messed up your whole chicken and waffles experience.
Really?
Bars so high now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, anywhere else I go now, it's like, yeah, it's good, but is that but?
I know it doesn't measure up. That's awesome though.
Oh yeah. So the next question I'd like to ask you is, so you played many different sports growing up, from volleyball, softball, and basketball. What age did you start playing each sport, and was it all around the same time, or at different points of your life?
Yeah, so crazy. Like, so when I was younger, I'm one of 6 kids, which is
hey, me too.
Right, we bond on that, and it's where you're saying like, you're this with your sister, this with blah blah blah. I'm like, I get the same thing.
Yep.
And we have a lot of people we could beef with at every time. But I think growing up, I was exposed to so many different sports that they were playing. So I would always try and as the youngest, I try to get my reps in with them and run my routes with them outside of Thanksgiving, catch the football. But my sport I started playing first was gymnastics. And
wow, I didn't know that.
It really taught me how to use my body and be strong within just what I was working with. There's no ball, there's nothing else. It's just you doing a balance beam. So I played that till I was 8, and then I found this thing called softball, and that was on Tuesdays. Gymnastics was on Tuesdays. I had to make a decision. So I picked up softball instead, and I loved it. I loved rolling around just in the dirt with my friends, balling out, having a great time. You feel like every game is the world championship. You feel amazing.
That's true.
And then I played soccer too, randomly younger, but in high school I had to play 3 sports at my school, so it was a requirement. So I was like, all right, what do I fill the fall and the winter with? I got softball in the spring, that's for sure. So I was like, volleyball looks so fun, I could probably fit right in. So I started playing volleyball freshman year, basketball, Same thing, but basketball I practiced a little bit more.
Yeah, that's my sport. I played that growing up too. Basketball and track I did. Yeah.
Very practical duo, man. You learn how to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Run down the court.
Only reason I stopped because I tore my ACL in high school. Yeah. Yeah, my right knee. I still have the scar. It will never go away, but it's like part of my motivation in life. Yeah. One of those things in life. Yeah. I had to learn how to walk again. Yeah. I was on crutches for a month, and I hate that feeling of feeling helpless. I hate that feeling. I hate it.
Yeah. It's a strange thing. I think injuries. You have to. Go through them. I think. Certain people, it's your story, but that's a young age, freshman year, tear your ACL, man.
Oh no, I was a sophomore. I ended my sophomore year.
Sophomore, okay.
Yeah. I didn't even know you did gymnastics. I'm like, whoa, gymnastics. Yeah.
My little love, I got to meet. So it's like my first exposure to Taylor Swift, the 2008 women's gymnastics team was touring, and I'm from a city, so a lot of people on tour, like musicians, whatnot, would come through my city, and they came. It was like Nastia Lukin, Sean Johnson, and that whole class of gymnasts who won the gold medal then. And who opened up for them was Taylor Swift. We didn't even know. Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't even know of her before that day. And then we were like, oh, this Taylor Swift girl is pretty good. And, now she is Taylor Swift. So.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I remember, I got some stories to tell you too, but we'll tell that later on in the interview. Great. So, of all the three sports, which was your favorite growing up, and who did you model your game after?
Yeah, so softball, I definitely could say more of a model, because basketball, I wanted to be a baller for sure. I wanted to flex, but it definitely wasn't my best sport. But I probably became more of like a Dennis Rodman.
Oh, really? The worm?
Get the steal, rack up the fouls.
Go to Las Vegas the day before NBA playoff game or whatever, like they said in The Last Dance.
Exactly. Go out. No. I can't.
Yeah, that was some next level stuff.
Yeah, we can't even get there. I do want, by the way, side note, Dennis Rodman's supposed to have like a live action movie, kind of how like Elvis had.
Yeah.
And I forget who's supposed to play him, but
it was supposed to be Jonathan Majors, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I feel bad for him. Yeah, I feel bad.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough situation.
Yeah, he got like dropped from everything. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's why. That's why you gotta be careful who you have in your life.
Gotta be careful. Yeah. I know, 100%. You're so right. All right, we have to get away from Jonathan Majors. We can't go down that alley.
Yeah.
Volleyball. I modeled it after no one. I was just playing there. I was just there to have a good time. That was probably eventually my favorite sport to play, because I think the stress of the recruiting process in softball took away a little bit of the fun of it all. But softball, I modeled my game after Bianca Bell, I would say, from LSU. She was a shortstop. And then also every girl loved Jenny Finch, because I pitched as well. So I just I would wear her headband, and I would try and kind of have her confidence and stuff. But I think it changed over time. And in college, I was just modeling my game after it's kind of deep, but my teammates, I'm
oh wow,
these are the best people to watch, and I'm learning a lot from you all. So
yeah,
I would say it changed throughout, but those were the roots.
Yeah, volleyball, I love playing it in gym class. I was a beast in gym. My favorite sport to play that I never played an actual team, volleyball. I love it. The team aspect. And then, me, I'm 6'3", I'm tall, so in athletics, I like to go in the front of the net and just like that thing. I was like, get that out of here. Like when I block shots in basketball. And then I do the mean mug. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you're feeling the whole team.
Yeah.
If you find a beach volleyball court over the summer, you could really get recruited a lot. I think a lot of people would want to have you on your team. Do your listeners know how athletic you are too?
I don't know. They see the gym workouts and stuff. I know they be seeing my friends be like, yo, DJ, you be inspiring me, all that. And it's like, man, I just eat healthy, drink lots of water. I always drink so much water, and I know how to cook. So
you got it right next to you.
Yeah, and I know how to cook. You gotta eat healthy meals. You can't be eating processed foods all the time. So yeah.
That is, man. Yeah, you are inspiration. I think that's awesome that you put it out for people too.
Yeah, got to.
What works for you?
I know you work out too, because I saw your website. I was like, okay, Gigi, I see you working out.
I love it. Same thing. It makes me feel good, and I mean, it's a rough thing. I think finding your routine and losing your routine, being oh, I used to be this fit, or I want to be this fit, or whatever. But at think at the end of the day, it's like, it's nice to come back to, all right, I'm moving my body, like the simple things. I'm moving my body, I'm eating healthy, like things that make it a little bit easy. It's a lifestyle at that point.
Yeah.
You know that.
Health is wealth. You look good, you feel good.
Fact.
Who has had the biggest influence on you in your athletic career and the various sports you played and in your journey throughout media?
My dad. Woo!
Shout out Mr. Speer.
Yeah, Mr. Speer. This one's for Bob.
Hey, Bob. Okay.
Bob Speer. He's known as Big Bob in the softball world. Sadly, I think that's like it's a weird nickname when people do that, but whatever. Yeah, my dad taught me how to catch a ball. He taught me how to throw a ball, like simple stuff like that. And what was always great about him, too much sometimes though, is how he showed up. Like, he was the typical dad of, you're on that ride home from a tournament, no matter how well you did, how bad you did, he'd let you know how you messed up. He would tell me, and he would be like, do it this way, and I would do it this way, and then the worst is he would get out of the car and he would demonstrate it. And now, after all that, and like, came to all my games my senior year of college, even when we traveled, that meant the world. And then now in media, he's my point person on sports. Like, I'll be like, he'll be the one to start conversations, and I just got off the phone, he's like, I'm doing nothing but sitting down and watching football all day.
Wow.
So he's the type where, like, he's watching so many games. He was he was so athletic, way more athletic than I am, and he has a really good eye and a really good opinion on things, and I love bouncing stuff off him, and I love disagreeing with him, because I think that makes me better.
Kind of like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp from First Take.
Yeah, right. Come on, First Take.
The blasphemy.
Even A is so fun to watch. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, you know when you're successful, people are gonna have haters. You know, when you're doing it right, you're gonna have haters. People are jealous.
Exactly. People are watching though.
Yeah, bystanders. Trust me, I know all about it. I know you do too. Yeah. What sports did Dad play, by the way? You said he was really athletic.
Yeah, football at Boston College, and then golf when he got hurt. Yeah, and then but before that, he was really, really, really good at baseball and basketball. He was a young
multi-sport athlete. Wow,
yeah.
Damn.
Well, little 5'10" could slam a jam at it. But.
Hey, shooters shoot, man. Damn, your dad did it all. Damn, shout out to him.
He's the generation where, like, you go outside, you play all day. Like,
I feel like our generation, we were the last one, the early 2000s. You were born 2000, right? Like me, right?
Okay. Yes. So were you also born in 2000?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I think we were, and not many people want to claim that, but bro. I think it's true.
Growing up, all I did was go outside, play basketball, tag football, tackle football, two-hand, whatever. Always outside. I was the one kid. I didn't really care for video games. Like, I have my PS4 here right now. I haven't touched it since I was in my college dorm senior year, and that was almost 2 years ago. I have not touched it, played it at all. I'd be too focused on my goals, exercising, making content, all that. Like, I don't even care for it anymore. Even when I was a little kid, I played here and there when it was bad weather outside. But when it's nice out, I want to go outside. You know, hang out with friends, all that. Yeah, enjoy life.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Hey, you don't get nice days all the time, so.
I know. True.
Yeah.
It's nice to be outside in the rain sometimes. I don't know if you feel that way, but like.
My mom loves it.
Yeah,
she loves the
rain.
Sweet.
You feel nice.
Yeah, the generation after us, they love playing TikTok too much and inside. Yeah.
I know. It's rough. You gotta get these kids up.
Yeah.
We got kids though.
So you attended Hopkins High School, where you were a triple athlete playing softball, volleyball, and basketball. Which one was your favorite and why? You did it all in high school. We're gonna get through your accolades the next one, but yeah.
I mean, my favorite was softball. We won a championship my junior year. I loved it, but I took it too seriously in high school. Yeah. So that's why I think volleyball came more as like, oh, this is so fun, because it was more my release of like, I'm just out here like having a good time. I want to win games, but I didn't put that much pressure on like the end result that much. So there's a balance between those two. That being said, basketball, I loved playing basketball.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not shooting. I will not shoot the ball, but if you need a defensive stop, coach, I got you.
So you're like a female version of Pat Beverly?
Pat Bev,
yeah, Pat Bev, man. He be talking that ish.
I never trash talk. I knew it would come back to me.
Oh, really?
I was like, I can't say anything. Like, I'm not a baller. I know that. It's not my sport.
Oh, man. That's hilarious. Oh, so you couldn't score at all? Like, you had no moves, no post moves, nothing?
One day I'll look up the stats, because maybe it wasn't as bad as I remember.
Yeah.
Like, I could post up. I could finish every now and then on my little fast break.
Yeah.
It wasn't free throw I'll make. It wasn't guaranteed the 3 was going in. I probably took 1 3-point attempts in my 4 years. Maybe 1.
Wow. Yeah, I wasn't a 3-point shooter. I had the low post moves in the book though. And in mid range, yeah. When I was younger, that's all everybody said, yo, DJ, you're always in the low post. I'm like, yeah, but no one can stop me. Yeah, in the low post, man. Yeah. And I had a nice hook shot, like Kareem, especially when I used to always do that. Oh, hook shot. And as I got older, better with both hands, I could do it left hand too. Yeah.
Oh, and are you hook shot? Are you banking that, or
I could do the bank? I can do the bank, but I like it better with the swish, just through the net. Yeah. Gotcha. And I have big enough hands to grab it where I could just like control it. Yeah. Control it in. Yeah, just like So those were fun times. I love drawing charges. I love playing defense. I was a good shot blocker. I think I was better defensively than probably offensively. Yeah.
Okay, so
rebounding menace. Yeah.
Yeah, we're 2 of the same. We could 1-on-1, or we could form a really, really good defensive team. We just need like 3 offensive scorers.
Oh yeah.
Our 5, and we'll be good.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you had a storied high school career across all 3 sports. We're gonna get through some of your accomplishments. All-League honorable mention as a freshman, 3-time All-League selection in softball the next 3 years, Western New England All-Area honorable mention as a sophomore before earning All-Area as a junior and senior. You led Hopkins your junior year to its first league title with a walk-off in the 7th inning of the Fairchester title game. Congrats, that's amazing, by the way. All-League in volleyball as a senior, even having an article calling you the voracious volleyballer. I was like, okay, Gigi. And I was like, damn, voracious. Okay. Vocab terms.
High academic high school. Voracious.
Yeah.
I like the alliteration, but I don't really.
Yeah. Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. I was like, that's fire. I love that alliteration.
Right.
And then you were team captain in all 3 sports: softball, basketball, and volleyball. How do you feel when you hear all those incredible achievements of yours throughout your high school career?
I feel very proud. I didn't know all of them, honestly, but...
Oh, wow. Damn, so I just educated you.
Like, where'd you get that?
Hey, research, man. Research.
Like, the internet is abundant. You can get anything on this website, anywhere. But, I mean, it feels awesome. It feels like I wanted so badly all of that. Like, I wanted to be tri-sport captain or whatever, 3-sport captain, and I'm very happy I did. Like, it was a great way to experience sports, I think, is like when I prioritized softball the whole time, but when it was that season, I was like, oh, I want to do whatever we can to like really enjoy each other's company and have a great season. And I think looking back, I would probably take it a little bit less seriously because it is a high school sport and you want to have fun, but my like best friendships were formed out of all that too. So it was a great time.
Yeah, that's the beauty of team sports. You get to meet new people, form relationships, and you learn how to deal with different personalities. That's why I say sports are always a microcosm of life, because you're not gonna always get along with everybody, but you gotta learn how to tolerate each other. So, yeah.
Well said. And you still respect them even if you don't agree with them, though.
Yeah.
You know?
But
that's
hey,
beautiful.
Sometimes sometimes opposing opinions could bring out the best in each other, and then go on to, like, you won a league title, and my team, we won what's it called? We won counties in sophomore year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the most pressure games of my life. Sophomore year, oh man, there was a big crowd. I was a little nervous for the game, but I was like, I got this. I was like, my team, my guys, John Marina, Dylan Senator, Adrian Amar. Oh no, Adrian Amar wasn't there that year, but Sincere, like, they killed it, and then I did my thing. I had a double that game. That was one of my best games of my career. Yeah, I was getting blocks. Yeah. That was a great day.
Too, like, maybe you had a double. That's dope. I feel like usually the attention goes on like the leading scorer.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because you're always like, none of this would have happened if DJ wasn't out there like getting boards too. So
and a shout out to my guys John and them, because they were making they could shoot, man. I had shooters on my team. Evan Rivera, he was an all around player. He did the dirty work, all of them. So I gotta give a shout out to my guys too, man. They really did their thing. We all team effort, man. Team effort.
Yeah, and same with me. It was like I was with these girls. Like in softball, I don't even think I was the best player on the team. Like, there were so many other great players that I always learned from. And with volleyball, it was one of the coolest experiences ever because they brought in some of the best coaching I've had in my life. Our coach was a former Olympian, like in volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so exciting and so energetic, and every practice felt so special. And I think it's amazing how it builds you up and it tears you down. Like, I'd be out there, like, put my little glasses on in softball because I'm crying. I'm like, oh, the sport sucks, man. I'm terrible.
Trust me, I've had those days too. I'm like, man, I suck today. What the fuck? Yeah.
Right? And the ball's so small, like nothing's going right. But then your teammate has a great day, and by no means am I going to be like, wow, woe is me. I'm going to, like, way to hit that ball. And it really is, I think it's such a good lesson in shifting perspective, because we could get so caught up in what we're not doing right or what we are doing right. And team sports force you to not be selfish, but they force you to be very accountable, and you have to be selfish in that way where you're like, okay, I got to make sure I'm the best version of me. And it's, at a certain point, it's a year-long job. So I think it's so helpful, and I think that that's something that we could all keep with us even as former athletes too, is, all right, let me wake up today and, like, how can I be the best teammate to the people around me and the best me for this bigger cause today too.
Yeah, definitely. Well said. Yeah, growing up playing high school or college sports, people think it's easy. No, you have to go to practice 6 days a week. You know how tiring that was? Get up on a Saturday morning sometimes, like, oh my God, practice today? Especially when it's cold outside, you don't want to go out in the cold. And then I sweat a lot, so when I get out, I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, even when I come from the gym sometimes, I'm like, yo, do I really want to do cardio today? Because I know I'm going to be drenched, and I'm going to go outside. It's 30 degrees, 20 degrees outside. I'm going to feel it out my back. I'm like, oh.
Right, you can get sick.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I didn't even drink in high school. I barely went. I mean, I had, like, friends. I had friends, but I didn't, like, prioritize the social life, you know? It wasn't my focus. I was like, I'm out here to be really, I want to be at LSU. I want to be at an SEC school.
Wow.
Didn't make that happen. I played against them, but it was like, there's so much sacrifice that goes into that I wouldn't regret a day in my life, but you have a whole different high school experience than people who don't have that as their focus. And I think that's pretty cool. It's just tough. You feel like you're on an island sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a team too to keep you up throughout that journey.
Oh yeah. And shout out to my teammates. I had great teammates throughout my career, track and basketball. Who were the best athletes you played against and with throughout your high school career?
With, I would say, oh my God, there's so many good ones. Katie, there was this team captain of, she actually inspired me to be tri-sport captain. Because I think she was captain of volleyball and basketball when I got there. This girl named Katie. And she was so athletic, dirty. I was like, yo, you're so fun to play with too. You're good. She's a really good leader. And then this girl, Natalie Moravec, who I think now plays at Iowa volleyball. Her mom coached, and she was so good, little young buck too. Like, she only got better. And then basketball, basketball was so funny. It was my best friend, like, was the point guard, and then our friend, so Sam was the point guard, Galen was the scorer, and then we had this girl, Alex, who ended up playing soccer at Yale. So quick, so athletic, so impressive how she could finish, like, so cool. Softball was my girl, Jess Dierico. She was, like, my captain with me senior year. And Sarah Chung, man, she was one of the best softball players I played with throughout high school. And she didn't even play in college. She could have. She just, like, was one of those people that's just like, that's not for me anymore. I want to focus on this. And I'm like, but you're wasting your gift. That's how I think about it. But yeah, so many good players across those sports
that you played with, right?
That I played with.
What about against?
Against, I'll never forget. So, like, how our high school conference went was like, you win the conference and then you go on to Western New England.
Oh wow.
So we won the conference, we're going to Western New England. Or maybe this year we had a good enough record to make it to Western New England. didn't win the conference, I was salty. I was like, man, we didn't win the conference. It's my senior year. We won it last year. We're better this year. I pitched, too. I felt so responsible. And then we get to Western New England. This girl is nasty, this pitcher. Oh, my God. She was blowing by us. We couldn't touch it. I forget her name, but that and then travel ball was like,
wow.
Travel ball, we're playing against teams from Georgia, from the South, big girls, and we're like, oh God, like we can't compete. So anybody we played against the travel ball was real nice.
Damn, you had some experiences.
And I haven't thought about these in years. I so appreciate these questions. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So it's now time to choose a college. What colleges were you considering at the time, and who was recruiting you?
Yeah. Okay. So my number one was Columbia, and I was getting recruited by them, but with the knowledge that Columbia athletics is like the bar's high. Columbia academics, the bar's even higher. And I was a great student in high school, but I wasn't amazing. Like, I wasn't a perfect 4.0. Yeah. So I didn't have perfect academics. Wasn't necessarily such a standout athletically that they would, like, prioritize me over another girl. So they filled up their roster spots. I wasn't really surprised about that. And then I did my visits at Wesleyan, D3 in Connecticut. Middle of Connecticut. Not for me. And then, like, a suburb of Boston, a school called Brandeis. And then randomly, like, NESCAC schools, I think is the conference, like Bowdoin, one-offs, like, nobody knows this. This is a secret till this day. This is fresh off the press. This is hot news.
Oh, we got a hot alert on DJ Sports Show. Oh, my God. Bring it in.
That's exactly the energy we need. Nobody knows this. I was heavily recruited by MIT.
Wow.
And then there was one class. I'm not a math brain. I like talking. I like writing. I like words. Math. They wanted me to take, like, calculus. I haven't even touched pre-calculus at that point. I was like, can we find a way around this, coach? And they can't find a way around it. Like, so MIT wasn't for me. And then Fordham happened because I went to a game. It was their spring weekend, so they always have someone coming to perform, a musician. T-Pain was there in the background singing. He's like over a different part of campus. I'm at the softball field watching my first Fordham softball game in person, and they're playing UMass, who was our rival. And I was like, these are the coolest people I've ever seen. I go up to the coach after the game. She is having a medical emergency. She's having a seizure. Sorry, girl. So I'm like, oh, God, let me come back a different time. And they were like, no, come in to the dugout. And I'm like, hey, coach, listen, like, the housing deposit's due tomorrow. This is senior year. I didn't want to commit to, like, a middle of nowhere school. I want to be in New York City. I want to play for this team. Would you have a roster spot for me? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. So I went to Fordham. So kind of made it happen. A little back route, but.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Damn, that's a crazy story. Damn, so yeah, you just answered my next question. You end up choosing Fordham University, where you could continue your softball career, D1 for the Fordham Rams. Why Fordham, and what stood out to you about them as a university?
New York City, media hotbed.
Oh yeah.
And real, I don't know if I can say this, but like real bad people on the team. Like the nicest softball I could see played. People I looked at every day and I had nothing but respect for. I would look down the line, feel inspired, and I would just go to work with them, and I could just tell that was going to be the start of a whole new chapter of my life, and it was. Fordham was right. Fordham was very right for me. But I did have to do a walk-on tryout. 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
It's terrible.
Damn.
Terrible. Did it.
Hey, you still had a great college career. In your first game, you made a college debut February 24th against UAB in a 4-0 loss. Do you recall how you felt that day during making your college debut?
Nervous. I'm fast, right? I'm fast.
Palms were sweaty?
I was going slow around the bases because I was like, oh, I got to touch every base. I'm nervous. Like, this is the fastest paced softball I've ever played. These are the biggest girls I've ever played with. I was nervous, but I was like, nothing but hype. Like I said, I felt like I was going to war with them, so it was dope.
Damn. So you guys ultimately go 29-26 overall your freshman year and 16-6 in Atlantic 10 conference play. where you're playing on big networks. You're on ESPN3, ESPN Plus, ACC Network, and so forth. What was that feeling like playing on big networks, especially as a walk-on, like you said, such as ESPN and ACC Network? Was it nerve-wracking, or was it something you embraced?
Embraced at that point. I think the preseason was so tough, and we had so many tough conversations, horrible losses, and a really, really high standard. So it's like, or we're only focused on getting better each time. So I just felt right. I never thought too much about it, I don't think.
Wow, that's awesome. What was it like to win the Atlantic 10 Conference Championship your freshman year, defeating number 2 Massachusetts 8-2, number 5 St. Joseph's 10-2, and then number 3 George Washington, where you scored 3 runs across 3 games for your team?
It was great. We never got to play a championship game though.
Oh.
But all those games that we played, probably the hypest softball I've ever had in my life. Like, that was our 7th championship we won in a row that year. And so these girls were having a legacy. The seniors now had 4 rings across their fingers. I had my first. And we felt like, you cannot touch us. We were bullying these teams. We were rude. And it was the most I've ever felt like, okay, let me embody my strength. And all these women around me are doing that same thing. So it was life-changing. Deep. Wow. It's deep, yeah.
That's crazy. Damn, I want to know how it feels like to win a conference championship. I thought that you guys won in 2019 and 2022, so that was your freshman year and senior year, right?
Yes, we did win.
Yeah.
The championship game got rained out. We had such a good record.
Oh, damn.
And I know, everybody knows if we were playing that game, we were winning.
Yeah.
So they gave us the title, but they also gave it to GW because they were who we were supposed to play in the championship.
Damn, that's whack. That's whack.
You go to GW, they have 2019 up on their wall. We're like, you guys are, that's embarrassing. Anybody from GW talk to me about it now, I'd stand by it. Probably. I'll stand by it. I'll stand up. I'll stand by it. But yeah, they had that up on their wall. I was like, that's so sad. We would have won. But then we got to go to regional. So yeah, we did. 2 championships we won.
Ooh, baby! So the next week, you guys in your freshman year lose in regions, back-to-back days to number 2 Washington and then Seattle. How bitter were those consecutive losses to you and your team after having just won the conference title the week prior?
Not bitter. When you're at a mid-major, you make it to regionals, you're hyped to be on the trip.
Yeah.
You want to win. Your competitive spirit doesn't go away, but you just won what you were supposed to win.
Yep.
You're not supposed to win this.
Yeah.
This is regionals.
Yeah.
And we held Washington to 1-0. My girl Molly fouled off a home run ball. Would have tied us up. We could have won that game. I got picked off at first, though. I'll never forget it. Worst play of my life. Never done it again, probably. My lesson on a national level, I'm like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Type you go back in the dugout and nobody says anything because they're like, you know how bad that was. So, but the feeling, it was so great to be out there. And you travel with your team too. So I'm in Seattle with my team. It was awesome. All
right. So the next 2 years, your junior, senior, your sophomore and junior year. So you go 44-23. Your sophomore year, you guys were 7-13. And junior year, you guys were 37-10, but you went 17-3 conference play your junior year and 11-1 on the road. First, describe when you found out the COVID pandemic cutting your season short your sophomore year. What was your initial reaction? That had to suck. That's all. I know that had to suck.
Yeah, we had that bad record. So how it works for us too, like kind of how in the regional tournament you're not expecting to win. In preseason, we want to win, but we're playing really hard teams intentionally. So like, if we're not racking up wins along the way, it's like, okay, cool, we'll be fine. You learn after some time, like, we'll get there. We want to peak at the right time, but we're actually on our way to a tournament in South Carolina, and we had just gotten through airport security. So, we're flying commercial, like, that's how we rocked. We chartered a flight one time my senior year, but we had gotten our bags through TSA, and then our coach is on the phone, and we're like, all right, this can't be good. We're looking at Instagram. We see the Ivy League canceled their season. We're like, oh man, I wanna play. Like, we had a lot to prove that year. Like, we didn't get to play our championship game, and we had the ring, but we wanted to prove ourselves, and we couldn't wait for conference play to start. This was our last tournament before conference play, and we knew COVID existed. Like, we knew it was rough and that some teams weren't playing because of it. So once we saw our coach on the phone in the middle of the airport, we're like,
oh,
this ain't it.
Yeah.
Went back home, hit a bar, and kind of dealt with the news as it came. But
oh my God, just hit a bar, just hey, sulk in my
yeah,
sadness.
Open up one with the boys and deal with it.
Yo, you're a character. That's crazy. Damn, yeah, COVID was a tough time. I ain't gonna lie. You know what's funny? I visited SUNY New Paltz, the college I transferred to for my last 2 years of college, right before the COVID shutdown. Literally, I visited. I was lucky. Like, literally. Like, I made my commitment that day when I visited New Paltz. This was like March 11, 2020. I was in awe of the campus. I was like, this is where I want to be. It's great for communication and media. Because I had Albany or New Paltz or, what's it called? The Oneonta. But New Paltz stood out. It was great. And I was lucky to visit, because if I didn't visit it, I wouldn't have gotten the feel for the campus. I was like, I'll be like, do I really want to commit there? And I don't even know what it's like. I got very lucky. Very lucky. Yeah, very.
That's awesome. But yeah, that's great you were able to see it.
Yeah, that's literally God's work right there. Like, hey, you should visit right now, because this is going to happen. Cause
yeah. Oh my God, that's so right. And we knew, we knew stuff was going on. I heard about COVID first because I did the morning update at the school radio station. That was my media. That's where I got all my reps in. But it was every Tuesday at I think it was 6:50 a.m. and 7:50 a.m. I would give the sports update. But right before me, the news person, Robin, would give her update. And that's where I learned all my news. And I think it was only once or twice a week I would do that. But Robin would tell me stuff, and I'm like, on the mic, I'm about to go after her, and I'm like, oh my God, writing that down. I'm like, that's what's happening in the news, yada yada. One day in February, she's like, and this COVID, it wasn't even a pandemic at that point, like this COVID illness or whatever people are getting, yada yada yada. So I heard about it, and I was like, no, but they'll still let us play. Nah, didn't happen.
You probably thought it was just the flu.
It was my first time hearing about it, and then we were traveling with the knowledge that existed and that you could get it on planes.
Yeah.
So we kind of knew we wouldn't be able to keep it up, but when the news came itself, it was devastating because you didn't know people would have a fifth year at that point. Then it's also tough because then it's now people are going home, and maybe some people can't stay at home that many months. Maybe it's a tough home life kind of thing. So there was a lot that came with it. But we still try to have practices on Zoom and stuff. It was strange.
Yeah, trying to do virtual workouts for people on Zoom is that's not. I'm sorry, but it's not as effective. I'm just gonna keep it real. It's just not. And trying to have in class on Zoom, some people they can have the camera off to you. They can wander off. You don't know. It was a strange time. It was strange. It was just strange. Especially my junior year of college. That was the COVID year where I didn't dorm. Because I went to community college my first 2 years, Arkham Community College. Got my associates, communication media, then I got my bachelor's in New Paltz. I wanted to go away. I actually got into Quinnipiac out of high school and other colleges, but I was like, it's going to be too expensive. Long term, I try to think long term. My older brothers especially Raheem, shout out to him. He actually just completed the nursing program. Yeah, he told me, quick claps to him. He told me, you're going to be paying a lot in loans after you graduate college. And I said, you know what? I gotta think long term. Let me just go to community college, save money off loans. Yeah, and I look back, I'm so glad I did. Yeah, every time once I got into college, I'm like, yo, I'm really glad I did. Yeah, so
great move.
Yeah,
great move. Yeah, I racked up the loans too at Fordham. I had academic money, and then senior year I got softball money as well, because you couldn't have both. You couldn't have both. So I racked up the loans, and it's tough, and it's. There's no shame in the community college game. You gotta, you want to get an education, I think that's so amazing to do that, and it's actually a way more common route than people realize, and also it's a way more common option. For me, it was okay, I'm gonna get these loans because this feels so right, and I know I can make it work no matter what, and I worked all throughout college to make it happen, and it was so stressful, and I would be in financial aid can I have some more? Every semester I'd be appeal. I'm going to appeal this and ask for more. This situation, yada, yada, yada. And I had people who really helped me get through it, but paying for college is hard. And I got to say it's worth it now because I did it, and my life, I'm very happy with where I am, but it is so hard, and it's a very stressful thing.
I can kind of see why some people don't want to go to college. Yeah, when they said college is low key a scam, I'm like, yeah, I kind of see it. Last couple of years, I've seen it. I kind of see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think, well, I see it more now, and we could get back to like your questions after this. It's just, I think it's a phase of your life where you could be around people with like a similar experience, and if that's community college, it's college. If that's like going to trade school, if that's diving right into working, like I think it's nice to, for those years of your life, transition from being around your peers in high school every day, if you're in high school, to like an adulthood where you guys can learn together, learn a craft or whatever it is together. So that, I think, was the most appealing part of college, but it's not exclusive to like a private university. You get that in trade school, you can get it other places.
Yeah, I liked high school, but I liked college way more. It was just more freedom. You could, especially when you get into your upperclassmen years, you're like, oh, my first class at 11 a.m., I could sleep in? High school could never. I'm like, what? I only have one class today on a Friday? I'm lit after 11 to 12 and I'm done? Like, what? This is college? I was like, we're lit. Like, what is this, man?
Like, why am I here at 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
What?
And then especially when I was a sports announcer too at New Paltz for the women's basketball games, men's basketball, and women's soccer. Man, Fridays nights, oh man, and then Saturdays, and then after that I'm chilling. I'm like, word. Oh yeah, I was a volunteer announcer at my school for sports announcing, and then also was a radio host at WFMP Radio. That's the station for the school. Yeah, New Paltz. So like you, I did radio too at college. Yeah, that's where I got my little reps in too. I ain't gonna lie, my first announcing game, I was nervous wreck. But after that, it was smooth sailing from there. After I got the first nerves out, I was never nervous speaking in front of people again. Yeah, calling the starting lineups, all that.
Yeah, so you're doing the public address.
Yeah, call the starting lineups, write the public address, call the shots. I'll get the crowd hype. Let me hear you say defense. Yeah. Monica, shout out to her. She's a athletic director of New Paltz. I asked her, hey, can I do sports announcing? I know I wasn't getting paid. I just did it for my resume, and I'm glad I did. Like, it really helped me. And then doing radio, that was great too. Like, I will never forget New Paltz. That 1 year I got the door my senior year, I'll never forget it. Like, I grew so. That's when I launched my website. That's when I went from just a podcast to a website too, and I took my brand to another level too. Like, versatile, again, more versatile, doing articles too. I was like, oh, I want to continue to get better. I was after doing 2 internships that year. Sports Media Inc. Shout out to Dan Koss, CEO. He said, yo, you want to be the co-creator of Sports Media blog? You're mad consistent. Put your every articles on your website on the Sports Media page. I said, yeah, sure. And then I did semi-pro college sports network. Shout out to my guy John in Florida. Yeah, and I got to write for his magazine last year, first ever, his summer edition. Yeah, 4 of my names articles in the magazine. I was like, wow, this is crazy. I was like, that's me. That's my name right there. I was like, yes. Man, it's come a long way, man. Come a long way.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you. I think that's awesome. Like, you had that vision.
Yeah.
Little things just start falling in place, and you're ready. You don't have to get ready. You stay ready, and you're like, all right, let's do this. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to say yes to everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Man, I mean, if you want to improve your skills, so. Yeah, before announcing games, I used to practice the names days before, or like the week when I knew who they were playing. I would even go on the school website, the other opposing team, just look at the roster and practice saying their names, so I'll be ready for the game. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want to mispronounce anything. Yeah, those were fun times.
Yeah.
When they call them for three, and then dunks. Remember the guys? There was like few alley-oop plays. Oh, at one time I jumped out of my seat. I didn't even put my feet on the floor. The adrenaline just got me. It was crazy. And they won that game too, made it even better. That was one of the greatest days of my life.
That's so awesome.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. PA is serious, man. You really have a lot on the line, and you have to watch the game more than a lot of people who are also working there. Yeah,
because you're calling it, so people want to know what's going on. So, So next question is: so even prior to the cancellation of the season due to the pandemic, you guys still were struggling mightily, 7-13. What do you think were the main reasons for your guys' struggles your sophomore year?
Yeah, no, like it was more what I said before of like those aren't necessarily games. I'm not saying we want to win every game. We want to have a great, perfect record, but you'll see, like, junior year we had a great record, and it actually worked against us. Like, you have to face adversity, so that's why we will overly schedule. And you could say, like, our schedule wasn't that crazy, but when you're playing teams who are a little bit better than you, it's more about getting that head-to-head practice rather than, like, oh man, we didn't win the game. It's like, okay, but we outcompeted them in this, blah blah blah. So it was more lessons in that way. And I think like, so how we always did it was there was so many standards of performance. There was also huge accountability standards and like family grit, perseverance. I don't know. We had like different words that we embodied, and like they were like our culture, and our coach made us attack it, and you had to know all the words, whatever. But I think that over that preseason is when those values really can take shape. And so I think they were in the process of taking shape, and you're getting to a point where you're learning really how to work with the people around you, not get frustrated with them, like only support them. That's that period where we learn that. So all those L's we take, it's like, okay, another lesson, rather than like, oh, damn, we sucked this year. We're like, we're nice. We're going to be good, and we're only getting better. Give me that loss, because it's kind of like now in adult life, like, let me go out and fail something, because one failure is closer to a success. So, glad we had to go through it.
Adds more fuel to the fire. Passion. Hey, that Mamba mentality. Shout out Kobe, man.
True.
One of my icons, one of my idols, always.
Shout out to 4, man. Great anniversary. I mean, terrible anniversary of what happened, but it's a great time to remember his legacy. And
this is Kobe year 2024. We both turned 24 actually this year.
Kobe year. Ooh, let's tap into that Mamba mentality.
I'm just like, damn, I feel like I'm getting old. 24? I don't turn 24 till July. What about you?
January 11th, I turned 24.
Oh, happy belated. Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
I had like some 24 stuff up before, but I appreciate you. But I feel young. We're very young, though.
Yeah, I try this, man. I remember like, 24, I'm just getting started. We're not even in our prime yet, so.
No,
not even close. How did the pandemic impact you mentally and physically? What did you do during the pandemic to keep yourself in shape? And did you pick up any new hobbies during that time?
Yeah, I was out there doing home workouts for sure. As soon as the gym opened back up, I was hyped. I was right back there, run a lot, and I worked at a grocery store doing like curbside orders. So there's a lot of being on my feet throughout the day, and a lot of also good socializing. Like, I think a lot of people didn't have that at that time. So it was that I was able to make some money, and then also, like, just stay physical, stay active. I was never home too much throughout that, but I would find my ways to try and practice softball too. Every summer I played. I don't think I played on a team that summer. I don't think we could. If we could, I did, but I don't think we could, because I don't think they happened. But it was definitely a weird time to be a college athlete. But when you got back in fall, back with all your resources and your teammates and stuff, it was like that was the time you're working on your craft as much as you can. But it was hard too before that. But you'd find ways safely to get your reps in.
Definitely. Wow. Yeah, during COVID, that's when I started the podcast DJ Sports Show, June 2020, man. I have the trailers on my app. You can listen to it too on the website. I'm just like, man, I've come a long way. I listen to myself sometimes. I'm like, damn, I was 19. Yeah, I was like 19. I'm like, damn, that kid's come a long way. Sometimes I get emotional. I'm like, damn, look at everything I've done since. Like, you met Rich Paul. You met Adam Silver, Commissioner of the NBA. You met Chris Broussard. All those people. Like, wow, you're on radio in your hometown. Like, yeah, I'm just like, wow. It started June 2020. I was like, yo, I need to start doing something related to what I want to do. Because I didn't have any internship experience yet until 2021. It was so hard to get internships. I don't know why internships are so hard to get. It's supposed to help you learn the skills to get the job, but they make it so hard to get. But yeah, I created that. That helped me eventually get an internship, Sports Media Inc. and Semi-Pro College Sports Network. So yeah, COVID, I know it was bad, but in a way, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. And I always did my home workouts. I've been doing it even before COVID. Yeah. But now I go to the gym since last year, December 2022. So yeah. COVID was a blessing in disguise, low key, even though it was still bad for the world.
Well said. Yeah. I think that's beautiful that it was like a catalyst for you. Now I'm kind of remembering that I got my most mentally rooted, I think, during that time too, because I remember being home and I was like, like, this kind of is probably a lesson where I can take time and really find my foundation, because I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, but I think it was like, I want to get connected to something like spiritually, and also that will make me feel like I'm good no matter what. Like, I could just sit here and do nothing. I'd rather do something, but like I'm worthy and I'm of value as I am. So that was like a lesson I learned through like meditation and a lot of reading, a lot of writing during that time that I couldn't have done if I was at school, because I'm so, if there's something to do, I want to go do it kind of thing. But at home it was like I gotta check in with myself. So that actually was a jumping off point for the most mentally stable softball mindset I ever had, because I loved it and I took it so seriously, but
yeah,
I like pushed myself so hard that I think having that time to check in and reflect with myself was so good that I got back in the fall, and my coach was like, whatever you did to like get this confidence of stable, consistent confidence rather than peaks and valleys of it, keep doing that. And it showed, and I was the most confident I've ever been as a player. And then, well, until my senior year. But yeah, I agreed. Like, that was a jumping off point. And I don't remember any of the media stuff I was doing during that time, but I think it was a time where I was writing a lot, and it was like a different way to use words. So it also helped me in that way. I agree. It was a very like beautiful time, even though it was rough.
Yeah, you had more downtime. I don't think I'd make the podcast if COVID doesn't happen, because I won't have as much downtime. Yeah, I don't know if it happens. Maybe, but hey, that's alternate universe. Alternate universe. What is this? It's Marvel, and they're talking about Marvel universe now.
That is Marvel. I guess we'll never know. Yeah, I started watching some of the Marvel movies, so.
Oh, really?
I love that concept too of like a whole different world that is within our world. It's cool.
Yeah, Marvel is something else. It's so creative, but I don't know what they're doing lately. Hopefully they get back together. Yeah.
I know.
So your junior year, you guys have a dominant season. You lose only one game on the road, like we mentioned earlier, 11-1. How do you describe that season? You guys were really good that year. you took that L's, like you said, lessons sophomore year, and you guys really cranked it up your junior year.
We did, but we didn't do it when the time was right. So it's always like a tough memory to have. I think we were aware of the winning streak, and it wasn't meant to be that we won that year. We ended up not winning in PA at St. Joe's, but I think it was great because we were winning so much, and we're like, okay, finally, like, we're winning in the preseason, blah blah blah. We're on this. I think we had like a 16-game win streak or something.
Wow.
But I don't know. Somehow we weren't all meshing, and I think like, it just wasn't meant to be. I wish I could tell you exactly like what was not right, but there was something off, and I don't know what it was, but I'm happy.
You guys actually lost to George Washington that year in a A-10 championship game. I know that was bitter for you personally, especially in a championship game. What was the vibe like in the locker room for you and your teammates after experiencing such a disheartening loss?
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
We were like, we won our 7-peat my freshman year, and then it was like sophomore year we didn't get to play, but we knew we would win. Like, we had that whole fire. Junior year was like, damn, we did everything we could and it didn't work. And then we're huddled up in the outfield crying and realizing like that's how some of the seniors like ended their college careers in the 5th years too. Like, that was the last game of softball they would play. And then things got worse. We got back in the dugout. 4 girls had their phones stolen while we were in our little huddle. Then it was like, damn, life's bigger than softball, and this also sucks. And so it was just like
damn. You found all the 4 phones though, right?
Oh no, they just all had to buy new ones. Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's crazy. Damn.
Wasn't me.
Hey.
Down though, I would have.
Yeah.
Hello, excuse me. Do you have a phone? Like, I would have.
You gotta have the Find iPhone app on your phone, man. You gotta have that.
I know, but it made more sense for them to just like not risk it, just buy a new one. But the school might have helped them out. I don't know, but that was one of the worst parts.
Yo, that's hilarious. Oh my god. How did that loss motivate you and your team heading into your senior year? Because it did.
It did.
We're gonna get into that in the next question, but yeah. Your record.
Yeah, I mean, it was like damn, we can't ever make that happen again. And all my friends were like, no. And senior year, it was a debate because I knew I had a 5th year to use, but I'm like, man, I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm ready to start working. I'm ready to be done with softball. And so yeah, going into senior year, I was like, I want to be my most athletic. I want to be the best leader I could be. I want to be a really good teammate. I want to really learn from that, and I want to put in all the hard work. It's so worth it. And I think we all felt that way. And then we got even tighter because of all the hardship we continued to go through, including that loss. Like, that loss was so necessary. We all know it. So yeah, I think we are all motivated and fired up.
Oh yeah.
By the time we up again.
Yeah, that motivation to fire turned you guys to 30-22 overall, 15-7 in the conference play, had a 13-7 road record. You seek revenge on your nemesis, top seeded George Washington, facing off against them once again in an A-10 conference championship game where you hit the clutch. Go ahead, run! Home run! To help propel your team to a title and a 6-3 victory. What was your thought process as you walked up to the plate at bat? Were you anxious? Especially against a team that beat you guys the year before, and you guys had a great overall regular season your junior year, and then to lose 8-1. Tell me how you felt hitting the go ahead your senior year. That had to be one of the greatest moments of your life.
Yeah, I mean, well, we knew GW was our rival. Like, we knew girls on the team. We knew we just had them as our enemy. Like, they were our target. We knew we would end up playing with them, and they were really good too. They were not bad.
Hey, they ain't top ranked for no reason.
They were top ranked, man.
Yeah, I saw they were number 1 seed. I was like, wow.
We didn't get a lot of love. Like, people, there's a preseason poll every year, as you know, like for every sport. And we were not picked first. And we're nice though. And we knew that. And actually, in the fall, one of our last fall games, it's not written down in the schedule, but one of the most traumatic things happened to our team where one of our girls went into cardiac arrest on the field.
Oh.
And yeah, and then she was revived. She was straight. Honestly, she had open heart surgery. Sarah Taffet is her name, and we didn't think she would play. We weren't sure if she would live. We weren't sure.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you never know. We weren't sure how it would affect her, whatever. But she ended up playing 4 months later, and I think us all going through that, and her parents going through that, Sarah herself going through that, it was like, life is so much bigger than softball. And I love this girl so much, and I'm so happy she's here, and I'm happy we have each other. I think we all had that mentality, and then we were hungry from the year before, and then you have that perspective that happens with like an event like that. So senior year was storybook. It was amazing. And then I was on second, and I forget who was up, but I was pinch running for someone. I was on second base, and there was a pop up right to second base, and so I was like, all right, I can't move. At this point, I'm brolic too. Like, I was not that strong, but I'm posted. I'm like diesel senior. I'm like strong.
You Dwayne Johnson now.
Oh, exactly. I'm like putting in work. I'm like loving the weight room. And I was like, all I have to do is set a pick on this girl right now. Like, she has to catch the ball. If she catches it and moves me off the base, I'm out. So I just stayed there. And she came over to catch the ball, didn't catch it. I didn't move. And then that ended up going well. We had a runner at first. I was on second. I think my friend BB hit the run, and then I was able to score. And I actually always forget it was a winning run, but it was a great time. And we ended up holding on, and celebrating with the team then, and celebrating against GW. And our parents were up in the stands fighting with the GW parents. Like, it was a full-on rivalry.
Go Gigi, yeah!
People were fighting. And then one of the most amazing parts of that was we all got to meet Kat Osterman, who's one of the best softball players in the world, at our regional tournament afterwards. And my coach picked me to go to the press conference. And me, as a walk-on, didn't play much. I was like, I'm so honored that they see me as a valuable part of this team, where there were so many times I doubted myself as being a valuable part or not. And I think for people to show you, and also to win, and to end my career like that, it was so beautiful, because there was so many ups and downs to get to that point, and we ended up on a up to finish it. So it was nice.
Damn, what were your emotions after the game? If you were to culminate that season into a few words, how would you describe it?
Celebratory.
Oh.
That's not an emotion.
Yeah.
The emotion, it was probably, I was like so happy, like a type of happiness you get probably a couple
joyous.
Lucky. Like, yeah, I was joyous. I was happy. I was very, very honored to be with that group of people. I was very honored, and texted the owner. This is gonna make us sound like we partied a lot. Texted the owner of the local college bar. Hey Liz, we're coming. We won. Pop the champagne. We show up.
Yeah.
Celebrating. Our friends are waiting on the steps, and there's this victory bell at school that we never rang because we won, and so we were like, all right, we'll ring it for like a really big victory. That was the big victory. We get our bus back that night. We go ring the victory bell. Our friends are waiting on the steps. Champagne. Enjoy the night, and just be happy with a team that worked so hard at something for years. It took years in the making, honestly.
Well, that's incredible. Damn, that's a storybook ending right there. Senior year championship game, go ahead, winning drive. That's to win the title. It's your last year. That's literally. I mean, you can't ask for better than that. That's crazy.
You can't. So blessed. So blessed.
How do you describe your time in college?
It was amazing. It was very hard. Very hard. Like, a lot of long nights, a lot of really, really early mornings, a lot of work, a lot of tears, a lot of literal, like, blood, sweat, tears. That's a real thing. Not just for softball, but for, like, family life, for work, for a career, for making enough money to get through it all and to be sane, and forming relationships. It was beautiful, and it changed my life, and it was some of the best relationships I have in my life were from that time. So it all worked out for a reason, and everybody was put in my life for a reason. So it was a great time, and it was really, really hard, but I wouldn't change it. Yeah,
college helps you evolve, helps you grow as a person, honestly.
It does, ideally.
Yeah. So after you graduate college, you've gone to do many things in the media field, from being an NBC digital production associate, sports reporter, and on-air radio host at WFUV, if I said, I got it right, public radio, and WNBA Beat Reporter for the Strickland, even being a newspaper columnist for the Rams newspaper, and an in-arena host for your alma mater, Fordham University, during your time there. What is it about media that you love the most, and when did you realize you wanted to pursue a career in sports media?
Probably just riding the bench, watching all the games. And Steve is so fun to watch. I wish I was playing.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even expect that answer.
Hey, part of it though was like,
hey, bench warmer, I got my mind going. I'm like, what do I want to do with my life? Hey, I'm just watching this game. It's a beautiful day outside. What do I want to do with my life?
right, I'm chilling. I'm like, put me in car. I got my helmet ready. No, I knew I wanted to do sports media. Actually, in high school, we'd have these assemblies every Friday where a speaker would come, notable alumni. Can't wait till I go give my speech. It's gonna be fun. And I remember this guy Justin came, and he talked about working in sports media. I'm like, that's dope, and that's exactly what he's doing. I want to do for girls and for women, because I remember being in high school being like, we're good, we're fun to watch. Why is everybody at the football game? Like, we're a really good team. For all my teams, we got to a point where we were so fun to watch, and we were good, and we were playing well. So I was like, I felt like there were so many stories to be told that weren't being told. And then I got to college, and I'm on the best team on campus. Nobody knows about it. And I'm like watching because I'm a fan, because I'm not playing that much. And I'm like, man, more people should know about this. And then I see that at a national level. Once I started working at the Liberty in college, I'm like, this is great basketball. The WNBA is awesome. I want to tell these stories. So I think, like, there was a fire lit from a young age of, okay, I love sports, they changed my life, and there's so much to be told, so someone has to tell it. And I look around and I see so many people doing that, and it's dope, and I'm very lucky to be amongst them. But I think what keeps me going is like that vision of that future of that young girl there who's learning about a sport or whatever it might be, and like feels empowered within that, and being able to tell stories that populate the field of consumption. People could see that and be like, oh, I love this, I'm going to spark this conversation. That's what I want to do. And all those random things, say yes to this, that's what I did too. And it was definitely. It was cool because to different sports, you're not limited to one. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy story. Actually, I thought I was making sports media when I was a junior in high school. That year, I missed my whole year of sports because I tore my ACL sophomore year. I couldn't do track anymore. Couldn't do basketball. I actually stopped doing track because my knee couldn't take that demand of running that speed. I said, I'm just going to stick to basketball when I come back, senior year. Yeah, so that time I was like, what do I want to do with my life? I was like looking at majors. I was like, communication media, journal, sports media, I looked at what degree I need. I was like, I saw communications, broadcasting, and journalism. I was like, all right. So I know what I want to pursue. I made up my mind from junior year of high school, kept at it. Senior year and in college, I didn't change my mind. I was like, this is what I want to do. And then, I never switched from then. I said, And then, sports. I knew I wanted to get into sports. I wasn't sure if I wanted to be an on-air talent yet or a journalist. I was like, why not work at both? Get more versatile. And then I got better at video editing too, so I could do a little behind-the-scenes stuff. Still getting better, but it started junior year, when I was 16. I torn ACL, low-key, was a blessing in disguise too, because, everything happens for a reason, like they always say. So
exactly.
Always.
Exactly. That's so interesting. I wonder what there's a common thread there, because a lot of people I know who work in sports now either didn't play as much as they were used to, or they got hurt. So I think there's like a little path people go down at one point where you don't just see the sport as an athlete anymore. And I think it's a very different route to become a coach, but there's some similarities in the way that you want to keep the game going because it did something special for you, but you also needed some different outlet at that point when you're injured. So telling the stories, that makes so much sense.
Basketball's always been my number one, always will be. Football second for me though. Football, I mean, I know we got the big games today.
I know. Let's go Ravens.
Oh, jeez. I don't ever bet against Mahomes, man. Don't ever bet against that. I did not expect him to get this far, and I'm a Mahomes guy. I've been a Mahomes guy since his first year he started. Before he won MVP, I was like, who is this guy? He got me back into football. Him and Lamar. I was like, these guys are bringing more excitement to the quarterback position. I'm like, I'm going to start watching football more consistently again. And then Josh Allen got into the scene, Joe Burrow. Shout out to them. That's going to be a great game. That's going to be a great game.
Shout out to QBs, man. The quarterback show got me into football, actually.
Oh, really?
The quarterback position is so cool, but no, I'm never going to bet against Mahomes. Do I think the Ravens are going to win it all?
Yay.
No. Do I want them to? Yeah.
Let's go
Ravens.
You're Ravens flock? So you're not going with the Swifties?
I'm not a Swiftie. Let me say that here, right? Everyone,
your face changed real quick.
I'm not a Swiftie. I respect Taylor. I respect the Swifties.
Oh my God.
Swiftie. That's what I have to say.
Hey, Kelsey. I don't think Kelsey would like that, Travis. He'd be like, Gigi, what's up with that?
We'll discuss it. We can talk about it one day. One day we'll have to sit down and interview. I love what she does. I have a lot to learn from Taylor Swift, but she doesn't do it for me. I don't listen to that kind of music. So that's probably why.
Hey, everybody's different,
Everyone's different.
That was your face changed real quick. Like, I am not Swiftie. But go Chiefs. Hey, Chiefs, let's go. So let's dive a little deeper into your time at the Strickland, which you've been at for almost a year now, that I saw on your LinkedIn profile. How impactful has your experience been there and getting to interview players pre and post game covering New York Liberty, who just had a finals run? So it was Serena Inescu's on that team, Jonquez Jones, if I believe that's her name. But and then Brianna Stewart, reigning league MVP.
Stewie, and I was on a radio show, and they were like, what? On the phone, who do you have MVP this year? They're aces people. They said Aja Wilson. I'm like, Stewie. I'm watching her cook. Stewie all the way, and I
she
stood by
is
it.
filthy.
That being said, Asia's a bucket, and they were fun to watch. Man, the Aces are cool. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to back to back this year. I would not be surprised. It was an amazing experience to be there, and I had it. I have to tell everyone, it was not bandwagon. I started beat reporting for them, I think, actually summer of COVID 2020. I was supposed to start beat reporting, didn't get to, and I remember I was playing in my fifth style. I was ready to go to these games, and I'm like, man, I couldn't go. So the next year I got to do that. I got to beat report for the Nets too.
That's where you met my guy Leo Chowne. My guy Leo. Yeah. We wrote for Hoop Tab together. He was one of the Spite experts. That's how I know him. Yeah, we're mad cool. Yeah, I was like, yo, Leo was like, oh, you got Gigi coming on? I was like, yo, it's lit. You guys are two young veterans in the young sports media game. Yeah, he knows you're on. Yeah, Leo's great. Leo's awesome. Good man.
I gotta hit him up. It was so nice to meet him, and that's the thing about the beat reporting community is you show up to this game, you're in the media room together, and in COVID you were just media row. There was no like pre-game meal, whatever. But now you show up, you're writing. People are writing articles for ESPN, AP, all these places. I'm for WFUV in college, like a small radio station with a big legacy. But like not many people knew it at the game. And then the Strickland, a lot of Knicks fans knew it, a lot of basketball heads knew it, but it was just dope because I got to see their progression, and I was rooting for them. Those 2 years I was beat reporting for them, and they weren't making it past the first round of playoffs. So for this year, it was a nice full circle moment, not just for them, for beat reporting, but for me, and also for like the state of women's sports. I felt like there was true national, international recognition for women's basketball because of some of the contributions from the Liberty that I got to see throughout the year, and then a lot from the contributions from the Las Vegas Aces, who I got to be amazed by at the end of the season, and got to talk to some of them in person, and it was awesome. It was a great time. I'm so grateful that the people at the Strickland reached out to me, and it's great to be part of that group too, because they're true fanatics, true basketball heads watching the game, making cool content that people are consuming, and it's all Knicks content until this year. Then they finally branch off into New York Liberty and WNBA territory for the first time and asked me to write for them. I was honored. I'm forever honored by that, and I love the Strickland. Shout out to everybody there.
Yep.
I love them so much, and I really respect the work that they do too. Love it. Great editors too. Miranda makes my articles so much better because he's editing, and I'm very grateful to have an editor.
Wow, that's amazing. How would you describe the players like Ionescu, Jones, and Stewie, or some of the other people? Yeah.
Some of the nicest people I've met in my one time. So how it works is you're all in a circle, you crowd around the player, everybody, if you have a question, asks a question. I had like 3 questions, and they were all asked before by other people. So I was like, okay, those asked and answered. I'll be cool, like, I'll just stay here. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to walk away. And then Jonquel Jones gets to me after answering all of them. She's like, go ahead. I'm like, oh, no, girl, good luck today. I'm good. She's like, you got scared? I'm like, no, I didn't get scared. I just didn't have a question. You answered them all. So they were cool. The coaching staff's cool. GM Jonathan Kolb is awesome. Whole PR team is amazing. Media relations great. Like all the security guards, everybody at Barclays is dope. And the players themselves are like top talent. So nice to be around and really good in the media. You know, it's annoying to media is annoying. You have to answer these questions while you're trying to play a game. Dude, that sucks. And they do it, and they're so respectful, and they really allow us to do our job, which is so, it's amazing. There's a great energy there.
That's incredible. Yeah. Wow, I can't imagine that. Yeah, that's she was like, you scared? That's crazy.
I'm like, JJ, I'm not. I am actually, like, if we're going to talk about it, I am scared because I really respect you, but
you don't want to mess up.
It's not that deep. I know.
Nah, that's amazing. Well, I know you got to go to a meeting, so we could pick up later on if you want. Later on.
No, let's power through. Let's finish this. Finish this. We'll make it happen.
Oh no. The your meeting's at 2, right?
Yeah, but.
Yeah, because I still have like, I'm on 26 of 43. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. This will be fine. But let's keep going because I don't think I'll be able to pick it back up later.
So, okay. Or we can This will be like a part 1, and then we can do like a part 2.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. And then let me just get back to you with a day and a time that would make sense.
Okay.
If that's...
Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
DJ, you're killing it, by the way. Like, this is a dope thing to be part of. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I be trying. Hey, I thought I did a lot because I had done, but I saw you. I was like, damn. And I see the TikToks all the time. I'm like, bro.
No, you do a lot. And shout out to you for sending me that. I had seen that clip of Steph Curry talking about, let me get Zab out here. But I appreciate you sending it, too, because I'm like, if this happens, that's like a whole new battle of the sexes. That's like a life-changing event. That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, here's an idea for you. I was like, oh, Serena, because Serena, I feel like could probably at least give Steph Curry to work. So I'm just like, I know Caitlin Clark could definitely challenge Steph Curry. Caitlin Clark, man, she's probably the best women's player I've ever seen. Honestly, like,
she's dope.
Yeah, I've never seen the creativity off the dribble, the creation, the fundamentals, the flair. Oh,
and how it always seems to like work out. Like, it goes in and it doesn't look like it should. It's a circus shot.
Double teamed, you can't do nothing. She still hits it. She gets fouled from like 35 feet. I saw a few weeks ago. Gets fouled. Says it's going in before it goes in, and it goes in. I'm just like, go. I throw my phone up a little bit in exaggeration. I'm like, bro, stop it. I'm like, stop it. I'm like, yo, get this girl in WNBA now. They need her. They can use her right now.
Yo,
the marketing's gonna be crazy.
She'll go to the Fever. I'm pretty sure. Like, she'll probably be the #1 pick. But
to me, she's a slam dunk #1 pick. This is a good draft coming up too, by the way. It's a really good. Paige Beckers, Cameron Brink, yeah.
Right, I kind of want Paige to stay another year, low-key at UConn.
Oh, Paige.
But I think she might, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, so I'll let you go to your thing now.
All right. Let's do that, and we'll make a time for part 2. But yeah, This is dope.
Yeah. Have a great time at your interview. Is it an interview?
Thank you. No, work meeting.
Okay.
Work meeting.
Have fun. Talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later, DJ. Have a great day.
Good
luck with everything.
I'm here in Mike Vision Studios once again with a special guest for my New Colts Hawks fans. Can I get a